Be really embarrassing to be on. Oh, hey, welcome to the Church Solutions Podcast. This, before I forget, is episode number 532, and I'm Phil Thompson.
And I'm Steve Lacey.
So, Steve, I have a story to tell that I think applies that many of our listeners, because they're involved in tech, it's a good little lesson for people, all right? So, my wife is up in Scottsdale, Arizona, which is about 100 miles from here.
You do have to say it with that accent, though. That's
Scottsdale. I'm in
Yeah.
Scottsdale. Well, Scottsdale is kind of a high end place there up in the Phoenix area.
Yeah.
And she's up there to get eye surgery, and it's not major eye surgery like she's had before. She had contacts put in a couple years ago, and there's scar tissue apparently around the contacts. It happens occasionally, so she has to go up there to get it lasered off. Don't ask me why she has to go up there. It's another long story instead of Tucson, but. So she's up there and she needs a room. And I said, a few days ago, I said, well, I have an app. I have the Hilton app, and I use it because, we've been going up there quite a bit. My son's in-laws are up there, and Mary Kay was having surgeries and stuff for her back and all sorts of things. So we were up in the Phoenix area. So I use the app, and it's pretty cool. You can, you put your credit card in there, and then you can, instead of having to go to the front desk, you can go up to your room and just use the digital key to get in your room.
I've done that before.
Yeah, I think it's pretty
cool.
nifty. So I said, just download the app and just sign in as me. That's a first mistake. And so she gets the app, signs in as her, and then she gets up there. And I guess she went up. I don't know if she checked in or I checked in for her, but on the app it says check in, and so somebody checked in, her or me, because I'm down here in Tucson, and she goes up to the room and she can't get in. It doesn't work, and so she calls me. Well, in the meantime, because I'm batching it, I thought, I'll go see my son and daughter-in-law, and I'll take them something to eat for dinner. So I'm in the line of Cane's Chicken, whatever that. I've never been there before, but I heard they like Cane's Chicken, Cains or something. I don't know if they have. I guess it's a chain. So of course the phone rings while I'm in the middle of the order using the drive-through. So that's a disaster. And so I finally say, look, just go to the front desk and tell them, hey, I can't get in. Give me the key, right? So I get the chicken and I'm going down the road to my son and daughter-in-law's place, and I got another phone call. It's like, I'm here at the front desk, and they won't let me in because I'm not registered as a guest. All they can see is you. I'm thinking, all right, well, just tell them who you are. That's not good enough. And so the guy says, just add her to the app. Just add her to the reservation, right?
Yeah.
So I'm driving down the road. So. I'm almost at their place, so I kind of pull off not too far because I'm being a good boy. I'm not trying to use my phone while I'm driving down Tucson Street.
It's the law.
Exactly. It's the law. And it's a good law, right? Because, using your phone, people have been killed. And not worse. I mean, they've been injured. Worse, they've been killed. But so I pull over, and there's no place on the app that I can see to add her as a guest to the reservation. So I tell her that. She's at the front desk. So the guy says, well, just have him check in and then he'll see it. Well, again, I look and there's no place to check in. Now, I've used this app before, so I know you can check in with it, but it's not there. There's no place for it. So I think what happened was because she was using the app in my name. She used my email, all that stuff. I think that's what confused the app. So anyhow, it ended up being okay because the guy at the front desk, he was not a butthead. He was a really nice guy. And he goes, and he was he had her phone then. So he's talking to me, trying to walk me through it, like you and I sometimes have to do with customers. And I'm like, okay, I can't find this. And he goes, all right. He goes, let me know. He goes, all right, let me ask you, what's your name? What's your address? What's your email address? Okay, I'll just put her on the reservation here and we're good to go. So life was good after all that. Not a big deal, but it came at a kind of an awkward time. I'm trying to buy chicken, and then I'm trying to go down the road. So here's the lesson. and this applies to our customers as well as probably anybody that uses apps or streaming services or whatever. Don't use other people's email addresses to log in because it just creates problems. Now, in my case, I think it created a problem because we both had the app going, and I don't know, the app got confused, or the app said, "Hey, you've already checked in. I'm not going to show it to you again," and all that.
My son had a very similar deal because his wife just, I don't want to deal with this. You deal with this. So he's getting his HSA account money moved to another HSA or something like that. And it's her HSA.
Yeah.
And he goes, but she's in the house. She's, so he's doing all this, and it gets to the point where he's having to get on the phone and says, well, what's your name? Oh, I'm Evo, And so it was, they ended up locking the account because they thought he was somebody else, trying to hack her account. Right. And it's still frozen, he said, to this day. And he said it's going to take, because it was even more fun because he said, put a picture of her she pulled the camera up to her, and he went out to the living room and said, okay, look at this, look at my phone so they can tell it's you. He goes, I don't want to do that. Here, just take my driver's license. And so he takes the driver's license.
Oh yeah, that's worse.
And then they go, oh, red flag. He stole her driver's license.
Exactly. That's funny. Wow.
Yes.
So it's still locked up. Yeah. This guy was nice behind the desk. It was, I think, a Hampton Inn up there at Scottsdale.
Yeah. But we run into this too because we get, I mean, it was not too long ago. Yeah. Like, well, I always log into this guy's email and he's no longer with us. And it looks like I can't get in. Well, you need to reset the password. Well, I'm not on the list. And it's just one thing after another.
People trying to log into our streaming church admin control panel. Yeah, because people, we know, people in churches come and go. So somebody maybe created the account or whatever who was an admin on the account. And you're using their credentials, and then you can't use them anymore. Something happens. And so if you're doing that, if you're a listener right now doing that with us or anybody else, figure out a way to get yourself added as an admin. And plus, you'll get the newsletters, and you'll get updates, and you'll get things like, hey, we're doing this, instead of like, hey, I never heard about this. Well, why not? Well, the email goes to somebody else. It's like, sorry. Yeah. So, yeah, it was kind of a
anyway. Yeah. Another tidbit: we don't know anybody's passwords, and we can't see anybody's passwords either. So
we don't.
They are even unknown to us. We can reset somebody, but we can't see their password. So anyway,
yeah. So get your own email, get your own credentials to log in to whatever you're using, whether it's us or somebody else, and then life will be good. All right. So anyhow, that's my little lesson that I learned the hard way. I should have just said, hey, just added her to the account when she was here in town, and then it wouldn't have been a problem. All right. So what we're going to talk about today is most of the information's in the blog. So if you want to, again, follow at home, it's blog.streamingchurch.tv. Most of it's on here, I think. But I want to talk a little bit about how your Sunday morning, and I was a pastor, as you know, for many years, and you put a lot of effort and work into your Sunday morning sermons, and other messages that you do, right? So, it's important, right? You want to have a good message Sunday morning, and you want to help people, and you want to, connect with people and all that stuff and help them with God. And so, but now back in the old days, in the ancient days of the 1970s, when I was around, pastoring, you had a message and that was pretty much it, and you're done for the rest of the week until next Sunday. And maybe if somebody was lucky and they took notes, maybe in a Bible study during the week or something, they could talk a little bit about it.
But you worked your one day, right? And then you're off the rest of the week.
You go play golf and do whatever you want. So, so now, of course, with the advent of, archives and video files and audio files and digital stuff, now you've got a great opportunity to save your messages and have people look at them. And we have a tool which we'll get to in a little bit called dailydive365.com that will help. But first let's talk about 4 reasons. Actually, there's more than 4 because I added a couple. So there's like 6, I guess. I don't know. 6 reasons why having archives, an on-demand media vault, and having video somewhere on your website is really important, and really it can help your content go further than just Sunday morning. Shall we do that?
Sure.
All right, good. So number one, which is very common, and we don't talk a lot about this, but number one, you can reach those who are homebound and those who are traveling. Now we're getting out of the summer season here in Tucson.
And those that just don't feel like going to church that day.
Well, that's true. Yeah, like you. So, we're like me after having to be somewhere for 40 years. I don't. Yeah. So, I kind of like not having to go Sunday mornings. So, yeah. So you can obviously reach homebound, reach people traveling during the summer season or any season, holiday seasons, or people like you that just are too lazy to go to church. So, life happens, things go on. And so people won't have to miss your messages. They can take a look at your on-demand media vault, and they can see stuff that you've talked about and done. And so, they don't have to go to a physical building if they're sick or something else goes on. All right. Anything else to add to that?
No, I think we're ready to move on.
The other thing is number 2, fostering spiritual growth through re-listening. I don't know, is that a word? Re-listening? I don't know if you can listen to it again. And so I need stuff like that. I don't know what it is about me, but if I hear something, I really like to hear it again. And
really?
Again. Yeah.
You're like my grandkids.
Well,
my son has saved a lot of money because he can play the same cartoon series over and over and over.
Oh, I don't care about that. I care about teachings.
Oh, okay.
You should know this. When we're working together, you'll tell me, hey, do this. I'm like, don't you remember? I just told you 6 years ago how to do that. But I do have to, if it's a teaching or some spiritual principle, I like to hear it again a couple times. Or if it's even some of the stuff we do here behind the scenes, I got to kind of look at things and see it again. And we have lots of help videos on our streamingchurch.tv admin control panel. And many times, so when the customer will ask me a question, I'll go, can't remember exactly how that goes. Let's look at the help video, and I'll just pull it up. Or I'll send them the help video and say, here's the help video. Good luck. So, Sunday morning, a good message that you put a lot of effort and time in, it can go further, by, again, letting people have access to your past sermons. It allows your congregation to re-watch or re-listen, maybe take some deeper notes. If they're really interested in a specific topic, they can share specific messages with friends. I've done that before. I've shared messages that somebody else preached and gave it to told a friend about it. It really helped them.
All right. You are hardcore.
I am hardcore. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Let's move on here. Until you're bored. Number 3, create a digital library for small group and Bible studies. So we'll get to Daily Dive 365 in a moment, but your past messages can be ready-made curriculum. So you can do a lot of that stuff. And we actually have a tool. Actually, it's not just Daily Dive, right? We have, what's the tool I'm thinking of? I can't remember. We have it, but I can't remember.
Ministry Multiplier. Well,
That's right.
Actually, a couple of tools that kind of fall into this thing.
Well, by all means, enlighten me.
The other that I don't see in our notes, but maybe, maybe we will.
I probably forgot about it.
So, yeah, anyway, we have the Sermon Clipper as well as the Ministry Multiplier. Yep. Ministry Multiplier's got, right now, I think there's 6, maybe 8, I can't remember, different products that you can draft based on the Sunday message. So all the way from taking the Sunday message and creating some notes that are geared for youth to creating a craft that utilizes the message from, the main message from Sunday that you can do with your kids.
Yeah.
Make some clay stuff or, or the craft things. And as well as what I do is I use it to create the discussion guide, because we, at our small group, we go over the past weekends teaching and pull out the key points and, apply them to our lives and discuss and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So we have a tool that I've grown very fond of that, allows a much deeper participation rate than your traditional notes that you may use at your church.
So, of course, this podcast is sponsored by streamingchurch.tv, which is us. So how can people find that if they're a streamingchurch.tv customer?
If you're a Streaming Church, you just go to your admin panel and go to My Recordings, and there's Ministry Multiplier that's listed under there.
All right, I'll edit the blog. I forgot to put that in there. So regardless, if you happen to be one of our customers, or if you're not a customer, and you should be, but if you're not, again, this principle still applies. You've got a library, hopefully somewhere, and it's a great opportunity for people to use that content for Bible studies or small groups. And I didn't mention Sermon Clipper because I see Sermon Clipper as something you could use more for social, put in, Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. That's not Twitter, that's X, but those kind of things. Although you could use the Sermon Clipper and put little clips in your newsletter maybe, or something like that. So that's an opportunity as well. All right. So, again, the digital library is a great opportunity to take advantage of that. Number 4, engaging first-time visitors. Now we've beaten this horse, quite a bit, but that's probably not a good analogy. We've ridden this horse. We've beaten this. I was going to say beating his dog. We don't say that. That's not good either. I like dogs. We've talked about this topic a lot, and that is, first-time visitors are going to go to your website if they're looking for a church, people interested in your church, in your neighborhood, in your area. They're going to look at your website. Video is always a good thing for people to see and take a good idea. So
one of the things that, little side tangent, we were a part of the AI hackathon. I think this was the very first one. And they really were emphasizing, I think this is where I saw this, they were emphasizing that the church needs to meet felt needs. And a felt need is not that I want to go to a church, but a felt need is, wow, I'm having a real rough time with my spouse and I can't get, whatever this topic is, and they'll go online and they'll search for my wife never listens, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And if you've got content that you have cataloged and stored and have available, and it's known to Google or known to AI, you're going to show up with that felt need, and they're going to, it's going to be a lesson on whatever the topic you were, and it'll have a link right to your media. So it's not necessarily trying to expose the church to the new person that's looking for a church. It's really how to address a felt need of just anybody. And you don't have to reference the church at all, but they'll go, oh, wow, this came from this church, and I got this other thing, and this is pretty good advice. Maybe I should go find out what these guys are all about. So anyway,
that's good.
It's a good way to leverage your content to serve your community.
Yeah, that's good. Which ties into point number 5. It's your content. I mean, when you have video archives of your messages, it's your content. I mean, and if you put it in your media vault and share it with other people, share links to it and those kind of things, it's a great opportunity for people to see. But again, and there's nothing wrong with social media. We just talked about it, and you should probably put it out there on social media. But unlike social media platforms, your content on social media platforms can sometimes run into the, restrictions and I don't know, algorithms and all sorts of weird things. And plus there's a distraction, which is our next point. I'll get to that in a second. But if you use a media vault on your website, there it is. And it's your content. And it doesn't become somebody else's content if you are messing around with Facebook or YouTube or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
How many people out there have gotten a strike A
Oh, yeah.
YouTube strike.
Well, I think, don't we have a couple on our own streamingchurch.tv YouTube
Oh
channel?
yeah,
I think
we.
that was your fault. I think Mike was just livid because weren't you doing something, testing something, and it was.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we had a video that we had used forever to run some test stuff, and yeah, we got
Because
a strike
I
on our account.
we used that video since 2009 or something, and
Yeah, so,
And-
but not anymore.
yeah, but we were using it to test. I mean, it was just airplanes or jets flying around or something.
Yeah, it's jets flying around. I had no idea that was something that was copyrighted or whatever. Because
Well-
you always need content to test your stream. You're like, well, what do you?
Right.
Oh, we got this video. It's only 2.5 minutes long, so that'll be a good little test. And
Yeah,
and it doesn't reference. There's no
it's
words in it.
it's an old video.
Yeah,
and-
and it's just a bunch of jets flying around.
There's some
But-
words they're talking to each other, but they're not a lot. But there's
Oh, okay.
communication.
Yeah,
But
all
you know,
right.
Red
Well,
Hawk,
anyway.
Red Hawk, the Blue Eagle. But the funny part about it is that's an old video. We got it. We started using it, I think, since we started to do streaming on this.
Yes,
But we got it from Eric or somebody, didn't we? Didn't we get it from
we
those
did. Yeah,
guys?
because
that
they
were-
said, "Hey, this is a great little video to test
Yeah,
things with."
yeah,
And we go,
one
yeah,
of
you're
our-
right. It's small and it
Back
works
in the
great. And it
days
shows
when-
whether your video's lagging or buffering
Yeah.
or. Yeah.
So I don't know if we have a strike or two on our YouTube account. I don't know if we do or not, but Mike Gray, who works with us here, was like, "Don't do that! You're gonna shut our YouTube channel down. We got all our archives." You know,
So,
he was right.
and
He's
then-
right. You can't do that.
Yeah.
So be careful when you're. So with your content, you can put your content on your website and not worry about strikes. All right, let's move along here. Number 6 is I was kind of leading into that. And I don't think this is in the blog. Maybe I'll add it later. But unlike other platforms out there, algorithm rabbit holes that you go down, advertisements, unrelated content that pops up, your dedicated streaming and your archive page offers a very focused, and it's a sacred space for your worship and your spiritual growth. So I upload stuff to YouTube because we do have a YouTube channel, and I've done other things on that, and I'll get distracted. I'll be honest with you. I'm into certain hobbies like off-roading and stuff, and I'll be doing something that's work related, and there's an off-road video, and you won't believe what happens next, and so I see that video. The guy's going to roll over his Jeep or something, So yeah. Distraction free. So
Yes.
you have archives. Put it in your media vault, and it's distraction free. And we've said this about streaming video too. I mean, you want people to go to your church's website. That's where you want them to go, not somewhere else, because your website's got your content, it's got your stuff in it, and it probably helps your SEO too, right? So probably. All right, one more thing here. Let's talk a little bit about. I mentioned at the very beginning here that a lot of this stuff can help you with a product that we've had now for several years called dailydive365.com. Briefly tell us about all the bells and whistles that come with Daily Dive 365.
So Daily Dive was something that got born out of my small group. And I mentioned earlier that we do our group sessions based on the content from the prior Sunday. So we thought, wouldn't this be cool if we can get all the key points from the past Sunday message into the hands of everybody in the group every day of the week. So you can do daily devotions. So we've got what I do is, I won't say her name, but I wake up, I have a smart speaker, and I wake up and I say, hey, give me my flash briefing for the day. And it starts off with one of the key points from the sermon delivered actually in our pastor's voice over the smart speaker, and then it goes into the weather, and then it goes into the news. So,
and we're not the ones telling people the weather or the news. It's
no, but
you're just talking about how
it just makes
your
it-
routine.
my routine. So the daily devotions you can port to an app. You can stick them on your website. You could text them out. The most common route is through the app, because then if your group is participating, they can interact with each other, and it's got some interaction in it with, the key point today was sacrificial giving, give of yourself instead of your finances, that sort of thing. And then it'll have a question in the end and a reference to it. And you can kind of see how other people responded to that point for the day and what their feedback was. So it's a good way to stay in tune with the message during the week and stay in tune with other people that are in your small groups you're going that route. So yes, Daily Dive 365.
Daily Dive 365.com. Check it out. There's a free trial. I'm self-glossing here, but it's a great tool, and it really comes along with what we're trying to talk about today. So regardless as if you use our company or somebody else's, extending your Sunday morning messages all week long are just an important thing. What's the thing? The other 167 hours? Is that what you're fond of saying?
That's the quote I stole from, because I was telling our pastor when we were starting to work on the Daily Dive 65, because man, so my biggest challenge is, how do I get into the other 167 hours? I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, we have them for 1 hour on the weekend, and there's 168 hours in the week. So how do I be a bigger part of the other 167 hours? So
yeah. How does that work during daylight savings time?
I think it just stays brighter later, but still 167 hours.
Oh, okay. Thought you lost an hour. Okay, yeah, so check that out, dailydive365.com. Little reminder to our folks, one of our customers reminded me of this the other day. We do provide live Sunday support, Sunday morning. And so if you are a customer of streamingchurch.tv, or you want to be a customer, you can sign up at streamingchurch.tv. But if you're having some kind of an issue Sunday morning, you can always go to streamingchurch.tv and click on the chat icon at the bottom right. Or you could call us. We have a toll-free number. Or you could email us, so support at streamingchurch.tv. So we just want people to know, hey, we're here for you.
We are.
We're not one of these companies that you can't get a hold of.
And we encourage, if you're trying something new, try it during the week before you get to Sunday morning. So.
Test your video test something before Sunday morning. It just makes life a little easier for everybody.
Yeah, because the pressure is always on Sunday morning, on you and on us, because we're helping other people too. So
pressure, always pressure. My dad used to say. Okay, all right. So, folks, have any questions? Anything we can help you with? This is the Church Solutions Podcast, but you can reach us at streamingchurch.tv. My name is Phil Thompson. He is Steve Lacey. Please take care of yourself and each other, and we will catch you again on another episode of the Church Solutions Podcast.